Hello guys, my name is Valeria and welcome back to my channel. I've decided to make a few videos about my modeling experience, how everything started and how I managed to come from a small country from Eastern Europe to live in London nowadays. For you guys who are thinking to become models and you don't know how to join an agency and from where to start, so keep watching. First time I got noticed when I was 15 on the streets of Chisinau, which is the capital of Moldova, and I was walking with my mom going to an open market. At that time I got approached by a scouter from a modeling school back home who noticed me, and she was like, "Oh, you're so tall, you're so skinny, you should become a model." And they offered me to join their modeling school for a monthly fee. My mom was quite skeptical and she wanted me to join an English school instead for the same monthly pay, so we refused the offer. But they kept chasing me and calling me all the time, and 1 month later they offered me to join their modeling school for free. That modeling school was run by a fashion designer. She's very famous in Moldova and Romania, and she offered me to join the modeling school for free instead of taking part in her fashion shows later on, which I agreed straight away. I was very excited that someone noticed me for the first time. I was really tall and skinny, but I never thought that I could model. After a few years of taking part in shows in Moldova, I kept watching fashion TV all the time, and I was dreaming that one day, maybe when I will finish my studies, I'll be able to go and work for an international designer, to go to a major fashion capital. But because in Moldova the fashion industry was quite at the beginning at that time, we didn't have any agencies that were working with other international agencies. It's changed now. There are a few good Romanian agencies that are scouting Moldovan girls and they're sending them abroad, but that time it was still at the beginning, so no one really worked with any international agencies. So I was just saying to myself that I have to do it myself or I will always stay in Moldova. So I went online and I came across models.com website, because in models.com website you can all the biggest agencies are actually registered there. The only downside is because there are only big agencies on that website, because I think the smaller agencies, I can't really afford having a profiles on the models.com, but you can select one of according to different countries. You can select all the agencies from, for example, New York, London, Paris or Milan, and you can send them your profile, your pictures and your details. So I've done that, and none from those biggest agencies like IMG, Woman, Ford came back to me, probably because they get hundreds of emails every day and they go directly to their spam folder. For my surprise, I got an answer probably a week and a half later from scouter agencies that they came across my profile on models.com, and they requested a few more pictures from me, so to send them directly to their email. And I've done that. They requested a few snapshots, a few pictures of full body in swimwear, a video of me walking in high heels, and another video of introducing myself, like, "Hi, my name is Valeria, I'm 6 foot tall, my bust, hips, waist," and all that. So I've sent that, and 2 days later I got a phone call from them. It was middle of the night, but probably because in America it was still day, and they were like, oh, we've just sent your pictures to one of the biggest New York agency and they really loved you, so would you like to come to New York for at least a month? And I was like, wow, I would really love to come to New York. So everything started from here. The next step was to apply for a American visa, because I'm born in Eastern Europe, and in order to go to America we do need a visa. So I applied online for the American embassy. It took like 3 weeks to get an appointment for an interview, and but I did receive the visa the day afterwards. So in 1 month later I was in New York, and I remember as today that it was a Sunday. My plane got delayed by 2 hours probably, and I knew someone from the agency was supposed to meet me at the airport. I didn't know if it's a driver or whoever. It was my first trip internationally, and I didn't really know what to expect. So once I arrived in New York, after passing the passport controls, JFK airport is huge. I looked around and I saw a few people with the boards and different names on it, but I couldn't see my name. So I've decided to call the agency. So I've called the agency. No one was picking up because it was Sunday. Everyone was at home. Then suddenly I found on my emails a phone number of one of the bookers from that agency, because he was giving it to me just in case. So I've contacted his number, and he was like, oh, the driver left because he was waiting for you when you never came. I was like, yes, but my plane got delayed, and what shall I do now? He was like, oh, don't worry, just stay there, we'll call the cab company and we'll send someone back for you. So after like 4 hours of me waiting in the airport, finally I saw a driver holding a plate with my name and last name, and I was like, yes, it's me. Yeah. So, and then the driver took me to the modeling apartment, which was in the central of New York City on the 55th Street. So he took me there. I rang the bell, and a nice girl opened, and for my surprise she was from Ukraine, and I got so excited because at least someone could understand me in Russian and we could speak the same language. The next day someone from the modeling agency came to collect me and take me to the agency. So once we arrived there, the agency took my measurements again, made some Polaroids, and they sent me to a modeling test, because I already organized the modeling test for me to build up my portfolio. So a booker from the agency, she came with me to the modeling test. She was waiting there for like 4 hours, and at the end of the test she was asking if I was okay to go home by myself, if I remembered where I was living. And I was like, yeah, I'll manage it, I'll find it. So, but because I was quite embarrassed, like saying that, oh, you know what, I don't really know which way to go, but we already bought a New York City map with a metro card. I had a SIM card, and I was ready. So I was like, okay, I'll find it, I'm gonna go by myself. I remembered it was on the 55th Street, but I didn't realize that New York is divided into 2 sides. So you do have the east side, and then you have the west side. So I took a metro that was stopping on the 59th Street, and I was like, oh, I'll just walk like 4 streets back and I'll be there. So it was so cold. It was the end of November, and it was snowing in New York, and by my surprise I got off on the the wrong side. So instead of getting off in taking the train that will take me to the east side, I took the train that took me to the west side, and 4 blocks after that as well. And I went to the same 250 number on the west side, and I was like, no, it's not here. I can't remember. The modeling apartment looked like slightly different. It's not like that. Then I realized that I'm on the wrong side of the city, and I had to walk all the way to the east side in that -degrees. It was snowing. So 1 hour and a half later, I arrived home. I went to the 27th floor where the modeling apartment was. I put the keys in, and because no one was at home, and the keys didn't work. I got the wrong keys. So I went downstairs, and the guy from concierge was really nice. So he came with me upstairs, tried the keys. We couldn't open the door. He went downstairs, got a different pair of keys, and we tried them, and they worked. So, which was great. On the second day, I remembered of myself going to the agency, and they didn't like the way I looked, and they didn't like, the clothes that I was wearing. I was wearing nude tights, and they told me they're unfashionable and stop wearing nude tights. So if you're thinking of modeling, just get some like neutral colors. Nude I know is neutral, but you have to go for black tights. So they told me the nude tights are unfashionable. I had to get black tights instead. And we went shopping to buy some clothes that for me, because I was wearing because all my clothes were colored like red, shiny, green, all different colors. But I didn't realize at that time that they were looking for that I have to have like neutral colors. Like all the clothes had to be in black and white, and maybe like some navy blue and gray, but not striking colors at all. So one of the bookers from the agency came with me, and we went to Zara, we went to H&M, and we went to Forever 21, and we bought some basic clothes for me, nothing too much, some tank tops, a pair of like high-waisted black skinny jeans, and some normal t-shirts as well. Nothing too fancy, just like basic clothes, because when you go to castings, all these clients, they want to see you how you naturally, so you don't want your clothes to outshine yourself, so they have to be kind of basic. So once you're new, the modeling agency advances you money, advances your accommodation, let's say modeling flat, and they also give you pocket money. At that time in New York, I was getting around $150 per week, which was enough to cover my travel expenses as well, my food, and I still have some money left for buying clothes, and I was buying like different kind of clothes like every week, and some makeup products as well, which was great. So for the first month I was doing different kind of test shoots in order to build my portfolio, because when you're new you have to build your portfolio first, and you have to shoot with different photographers, because they all have a different style of taking pictures, and you have to be different. So you shoot one day with one photographer in some kind of clothes, and the next day you shoot with a different photographer with a different makeup and different clothes as well. And the agency only picks maybe like 1 or 2 pictures from those photographers. Sometimes they may not pick any in case if they don't like your look, because so for the first month I was building my portfolio and I was getting sent to different castings as well, different go-and-sees for different magazines, which was great. I stayed in New York for the first time around like 5. I had to get back home to my country because I was in the 2nd year at the university and I had the exam to pass. When you're new, the modeling agency advances you money for plane tickets, for accommodation, for pocket money as well. But when you start working, first of all they will take all the expenses back before they'll give you your money. So first of all you pay your debts back, and then what's left then is your salary. So for the first time I stayed in New York 5 weeks, which I loved. It was a great experience, but I had to go back because I was on my second year at university and I had the exams to pass. After that followed trips to London, Paris, Milan and other cities. So if you did like this video, subscribe to my channel. And this was Valeria, thanks for watching. I will do some other videos about the other cities and other modeling experience, how I evaluated and what jobs I did. And subscribe to my channel if you want to find out more. Thanks, bye.